Okay, talking to these nice fellas I was roasting at the ticket stand, I believe, and we're gonna go in. All right, you're right here. You're trying to get in. There's this massive ditch here. You have to get across, and then this sloped wall, vertical. All these arrow slits. All these arrow slits. All these arrow slits. You're getting shot at from here and here and here. And some of them have downward facing. Now they don't have proper matriculation, so you can't fire straight downward. But you definitely can fire at a nice steep angle, or you could just throw a big ass rock over the wall and crush whoever's trying to get in. And then they have cannons later. You know, I don't know when exactly this fort was built or when exactly India got the cannon, but this will definitely make you have a bad day. Hello. Casey. All right. Let's go in. Unfortunately here, you cannot go on the walls, which is unfortunate. If you would like to go on fort walls, go to Puranikila, because nobody's there. The security guards don't care. It's very quiet. It's slow. Here, there, all over, and you'll get a ticket or go to jail or whatever if you go on the wall. So don't do that. World Heritage Monument. Red Fort Complex has been inscribed upon the World Heritage List of the Convention concerning the protection of the world's cultural and natural heritage. Inscription on this list confirms the universal value of a cultural or natural site which deserves protection from the protection for the benefit of all humanity. World Heritage Monument. Yes, it deserves protection for the benefit of all humanity. This is a magnificent place, and you should visit if you come to Delhi. Oh, wow. I know why they call it a breezeway. That feels wonderful. It's like standing on the front of a boat. Hi. Wow. Awesome. Okay, look at this. This probably would have all been painted. You know, the paint would have been fresh. The plaster would have been fresh. It wouldn't have been brown. It would have been yellow. The frescoes on the ceilings would have been brand new paint. These little places could have been armors or, you know, some sort of guards, anything. I don't know what they would have been back before the modern government of India became what it is today. Hello. Or even just before the British took over. I'm fairly certain the Mughal kings were still in charge of large swaths of India when the British eventually took control. Wow. So you want your knickknacks, your paddywhacks. I'll give your dog a bone. Here it is. Bracelets, necklaces, shawls, earrings, bangles, purses, backpacks, fanny packs, mirrors, rings, little flags, necklaces, little dishes for prayers, or maybe you want a fancy peacock ashtray or a little brass fort, or not fort, cannon, a little brass cannon, or you want one of these. Hello. Hello, how's it going? Anything here. The wooden carvings, the various deities. Oh, and that driver was correct. Be careful for pickpockets. If you have zipper pockets, use the zippers. If you have a bag like this with two zippers, maybe get a carabiner to keep it closed. You can be pickpocketed anywhere, any place, and pickpockets love to hang out in tourist areas. And like for foreigners and unsuspecting visitors like me or you, they have no problem stealing your whole wallet with your debit cards and your travel budget and leaving you assed out and going home early. Look at this tree. Holy cow. Wonder what kind of tree that is. Very cool. Here and then left. Toilets. Now I'm drinking this quote-unquote pure and safe drinking water. If I get sick, it's this. I'm risking it. It's hot. I'm drinking Delhi tap water. Khanty Mandir, 1857, India's first war of independence. Okay. Let's go check that out. Or you can go see the walls from the inside. What's more interesting? Mandir or a close-up view of fort walls. I think the fort walls are going to be better. You know who should come here and tell you all about forts and castles in this place is Shad from Shadiversity. I think I said that last time I was here, and I wish he would come to Red Fort and really break it down. Let's check out the step well. Here we go. Hi there. You know what a well is. You know what steps are. Let's put them together. This is where you would collect rainwater and store it for the baths and the drinking of the fort residents. Some step wells here in India are carved with magnificent stone masonry or magnificent works of art, and they're really cool. That one's pretty basic. Hello, how's it going? That one is purely functional. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a place with many, many visitors every day, you would think that perhaps the grounds inside the Red Fort would be immaculately manicured and there would be no trash on the floor. You would be mistaken, because like many other things apparently run by the government of India, and you know, I can't tell you who to vote for, and I don't want to tell you who to vote for, and I don't give a shit who you vote for. But if I was an Indian citizen and a citizen of the city or territory of Delhi, I would be quite displeased with the state of my streets and my roads and my just outside my metro and my public restroom facilities and my UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Because this shit is really sad when you have such a magnificent place like this, and the grass is fine, whatever, fine, but the trash here on the ground, I know that's the people littering, so the visitors should give a shit. And it's not like they're not making enough money to hire a groundskeeper and a waste management crew to come in here and clean it up at the end of every day, or at the beginning, or throughout the whole day. That's not new from today, right? It's not new from today. Anyway, see here, your soldiers can go up, walk along the ramparts, get around, Have great views from on top of these walls. Pretty sweet. I want a fort. How come I don't have a fort, huh? What's up with that? I think I was born with regular ass parents. I'm personally offended at the lack of ancient fort in the possession of my parents. Shame on you, Mom and Dad. Get an ice cream cone and everything? Alright, let's see. Here, tikka sandwich. Hello. Ice creams. Pani bottle. That's what I want. Yes. Pani bottle, Coke. One of each. I have to pay here and bring you a ticket. Okay. I have to buy a ticket here. And then you bring it to these guys and they'll feed you. And it's all MRP. Let me explain MRP. It's different from MSRP. MSRP means minimum suggested retail price is what that means. MRP means maximum retail price. That means it's a government enforced price. Only in certain circumstances should you pay above MRP here in India. Say you're buying water from a guy who just carried it on his head up to the top of a mountain that you're on top of. You should pay him above MRP. Here, they are selling for MRP. On the road at shops, you should pay MRP. At the grocery store, you should pay MRP. Don't let people rip you off for more than MRP. It's that price for a reason. Everybody pays the same. Just because you're a foreign tourist or if you're from the Northeast or you're from out of town doesn't mean you shouldn't pay MRP. Or you shouldn't pay the same price as everybody else in the country. Line. Hi there. One Coke, yes, please, and one water bottle.
Yes, 100.
100?
Yes.
Okay. It's the purple one. XO 100. Dhanyavad bhai. There. Excuse me. Oh, that's water. Coke. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. See you later. All right. Awesome. Have a drink. Alright, let's crack this shit open. Have a drink. Right quick. Boy. Get rid of this. Throw them away.
No, I don't want to take it.
For the Coke. Dehydrate myself. Hello. Damn. Diabetes sure tastes good. Oh, fuck. God damn. Being assaulted by a bee, if you're wondering what that was. Shit. They're very interested in my Coke. Now I'm being attacked by 2 bees. Maybe I have to sacrifice my Coke to the bees. It's fun. Maybe if I go over here, I can escape a nearby beehive. I'm not gonna hang out to find out if these are some sort of super poisonous Asian bee. I'm sure they are. Everything on this continent is more deadly than all the stuff I have back home. Hello, how's it going? How are you? Ese. आपका नाम क्या है? आपका नाम है? Afar? Nice to meet you. Hello. Are you guys from Delhi? Delhi local? Bihar? Bihar. Okay, great. First time visiting Delhi? No. First time visiting the Red Fort?
Yeah.
Very nice. My second time.
Second time.
Yes. It's very cool. I love it. All right. These are more of these museum buildings. So if you do get the museum ticket, you're going to see a lot of artifacts, probably armor, weapons, paintings, all the great stuff acquired, left over after the fall of the Mughal emperors that the British didn't steal. So whatever isn't in the British Museum or in some private collector's living room is here. You're never getting it back. Don't ask for it back. They stole it fair and square. If you wanted to keep your priceless artifacts, you would have won the war. Next time you have a war, you have to throw more bodies at it. I'm pretty sure India has nuclear weapons now, and I don't know England does. Maybe they do. You'll win the next one. You have more people, but if you vaporize England, you'll definitely never get it back. Can I get from here to here? I don't know. I gotta just gonna follow the pathway. I don't want to take any extra steps. I've probably hit 10K already. I can't be burning too many calories, guys. I have to maintain a proper American physique, and if my titties stop bouncing, then I'll be deported from my country, and they'll send me somewhere where like people aren't huge or something. They'll send me to Vietnam. Uh-oh. Here. You got it? You want your lid? I'll get your lid. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, my pleasure. Okay. I made it to some of the older buildings. Now, I don't know if these are modern or old, but these are definitely old. These pavilions here. White marble, red sandstone. This would be a place where the emperor and the princes and the royals would hang out and entertain guests, and there's even a pool in here, a basin. You could have water and hang out and take a bath or not be hot. Hello. And with your harem, you could have your 18. Oh, there's not a pool in this one. Okay, so water would just run down here to the fountains. One or two of them have a pool, I think, here. There's a few of these pavilions. Anyway, awesome carved white marble walls, inlaid here. Those aren't painted on frescoes. Those are inlays. Those flowers, let's see if I can get closer to them. But on a hot day like this, you take 10 or 15 of your big titty harems members and walk around with your little swinging dick. Increase the size of the family by a few. This is Sawan Pavilion. There's another pavilion. That might be the bath, the red. And then over is another pavilion. Let's go check it out. This is a mosque. We'll go this way. This is Zafar Mahal. Mahal means palace. And here's where the fountains would go. Zafar Mahal, built by Bahadur Shah Zafar in 1842, stands at the center of the Hayat Baksh Garden in line with Sawan and Bodhan Pavilion. Zafar Mahal is built of red sandstone, situated in the middle of a large tank measuring at 48.2 meters by 46.6 meters, originally connected by a causeway with the garden. This building comprises of small rooms built around a central hall, the roof and floor of which have since collapsed. That is unfortunate, but it happens. 1842, 1942. This is almost 200 years old, this here building. And perhaps with a little bit of the money, they could rebuild the roof and explain how it's been redone. And if they want the right people for the job, I know where they're at. They're in Udaipur, as they're still carving yellow sandstone to this day to build their... No, not Udaipur, I apologize. They are in Jaisalmer. They're still building their houses in their city out of yellow sandstone to keep up with the theme and the beauty, and it's just magnificent. They're not using concrete hollow blocks everywhere. At least they're putting facades so it looks nice. Anyway, here we go. Awesome. It still looks cool. It still looks really, really cool. All would have been full of water maybe. You go for a swim. There's a well right there. These little things are fountains. Hold on one moment. Looks like the inlays have been destroyed or stolen from these ones. That's unfortunate. Quite unfortunate. And some vandals have carved their name into the plaster. Ah, this one has a basin. So you could probably go swimming in this one. Yeah, this one has a water tank in it. It's cool. And I think if you want more information, you can scan this here QR code or go to Google or read the sign yourself. But it's basically identical to that one, except this one has a tank in the center here. That would have been filled up. Here's a big giant well. A big well. That thing goes deep, and of course it's full of trash because people throw their shit everywhere in India. Hello. It's wonderful to throw your trash down the well instead of in the garbage, and there you go, there's more garbage. So love that. Super good. Beautiful, magnificent Castle Fort World Heritage Site. Let's throw my fucking garbage on the ground. Look at, it's a chipmunk. Look at this little guy. Isn't he a cutie pie? Can I keep up with him? Huh? Staircase, but I believe it's blocked off. Another place for chilling. Cool marble. Alright. This would have been the mosque that Shah Jahan, the emperor, when this fort was created, likely would have had prayer in, and his children Maybe this fort is, or this mosque or masjid in India is even older than the fort. I'm not exactly sure of its age. Inside, it's pretty magnificent, but they keep the doors closed. Maybe I can get a view through these grates here on the wall. Let's see. Can I see? Yes. White marble. Totally carved. I don't know if you guys can see in here. Can you see in here? Sure hope so. If you can't see, and I apologize, I don't have the keys to the door. Beautiful. Carved wood paneling. What is it called? Moti Masjid. With a raised plinth. And it doesn't say what year it was built. So, the mosque was also used by the ladies of the Seraglio, the harem, who would enter through a passage in the north wall of the enclosure. Now, hello. I don't know if they would enter for prayer or for activities. Maybe both, huh? Hammam. The royal baths. Here we go. This is awesome right here. Or maybe this is the royal baths. No, there's baths here. Maybe we can go up. Every inch of the walls and ceilings is, or was, covered in beautiful artwork. Some of it is painted and some of it is inlaid, like these here. I don't want to touch it too much. I don't want it to fall off. It's better to leave it. You don't need to touch to enjoy. It's roped off. Can't go up. It's unfortunate, but it is pretty cool. There's one more. Rang Mahal. Mumtaz Mahal. Okay, look at this. Mumtaz is the wife the Taj Mahal was built for. It's her tomb, not this. It's part of the bath. This appears to be the other palace. This guy is dripped out, bro. What a fit. Perhaps these are more baths. Bing. That's probably Mumtaz Mahal there. There's some lower level apartments, upper level. Yeah. It'd be cool if there was like a bin somewhere. There's no bin. Mumtaz Mahal. Here. Here is information. 1628 to 58. I hope you can pause the video and read that whole thing. If you can't, hit it up on the old Goog. Huh? Give it a Goog, as they say. As nobody says, but I think it sounds funny. Go to Google. You'll figure it out. I think this security guard let me come in here last time. So if you want to see inside that, you go to my last video of the Red Fort in my India 2022 playlist. Bunch of trash on the ground. Trash can literally right there. But you know, I know you guys aren't blind, right? Appears to be some sort of movie trailer or production going on in the background here. Maybe it's a play. This pavilion, I believe the throne is in here. Right there. Wow. Let's hope the old roof stays on this one while I'm in here. That there is the throne. I get some footage with nobody in the shop. So, hope that's good. Hello. Hello. Let's read you the name of this really quickly. Dewan I Am. Hall of Public Audience. So, you could air your grievances to Shah Jahan inside this pavilion while he sat on the throne. Giving a complaint right to the old emperor. Huh? That'd be fun. I love complaining. If I could, like, complain to the governor directly. Sounds like a nice day, huh? Say it all. Just complain to you guys here on YouTube, and then when I get home, I'll complain to my mother some more. Who knows? Let's go see this last building here. Now this will be straight from the main entrance. You can come see it first. But I went around. That's a very large stray dog. That's very nice. Love that. How did he get in here? Who knows? He's got a nice house, I guess. Maybe he's not stray. Maybe he lives in the fort. He's the new emperor. He's the only one who gets to live here. Maybe that's why there's empty bags of chips everywhere. The dog emperor demands them his tribute. Lays. Okay. And sandstone with these flowers. Very cool. So all of these buildings are, at their heart, Islamic architecture. So that's where they were built by Muslims. So you're wondering why you're only seeing flowers and plants and trees and no animals. Because it's haram, it's a sin to display images of animals or to wear them, because they might be mistaken as something you're worshiping, and that would be a big mistake in Islam. So, in Hindu temples, there's animals and people and deities and things all over. In Islamic architecture, you're never going to see that. Very rarely will you see anything of that nature. This is, what's it called? Mabut Khana Drum House. Okay. This is where they would announce the arrival of the emperor. They're playing drums and music and welcoming him and his guests home, or here. One of their homes, huh? See ya. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.